And all systems are green. Salutations, class, and welcome back. I hope everyone had a wonderful, relaxing weekend. It is now Monday, August 29th, and this is the last week that we have before a scheduled break at the beginning of September. Accordingly, we will actually have a very light week this week, since we did finish up 2 games, with both Outer Wilds and Kirby being finally completed last week. It's probably just going to be Monday, Friday, and Saturday streams this week, followed by a welcome, James, followed by a week of vacation, and then I'll be seeing you all in mid-September. But we should have no further ado and get down immediately to what we've been all awaiting, especially since I did have a bit of sleepiness issues on Saturday. Since then, they've been somewhat resolved. Usually if insomnia happens, it, well, sticks with you for a bit. A welcome to both James and Viku. And hydration abound. The heck is that? Anywho, where we last left off, we actually just got things a little bit chilly up here in Opelucid. The antagonist showed up. I've already forgotten his name. Zinzalin, I believe. And he set everything here on ice. Funny enough, I immediately just forgot what we were supposed to do immediately. Although I do believe it would be going off to the northeastern section of the map. Indeed, we're probably heading from Undella and north from there. And welcome to Klee as well. How you doing? Nice to see you two here this afternoon. Or, I suppose more accurately, it's an evening. That's what that was. Somehow, the Scrunko left a cat hair in my drink. I'm a little disgusted. Wait, can we even go this way? Ah, we can, but only through the tall grass. Well, we're gonna be stuck with a lot of ice puzzles, it looks like. This'll be interesting to solve. We'll skip that fight for now, since we have much more pressing matters. Aww. Very happy to hear that for Klee. I hope everything goes over smoothly there. You don't plan on setting anything on fire, do you? I'm sorry, I have to appreciate things in character. Anywho, that should be roughly halfway our way back to Undella Town. We actually didn't explore much of this area. Especially since we have actually quite a few items. When there's multiples of them, though, we know one of them is likely to be an Amoonguss. Oh! They were both items. It's pretty unusual. Are there any trainers here we might not have fought, then? Quite a few. Let's see if there's any experience we need to catch up on. Ah, violently overprotective. I can definitely understand the motivations behind that. While it does look like a lot of the Pokemon we'll fight around here will be of a similar level, so let's get on with business. I know Girder's pretty slow, so Electro Ball here should do a hefty amount of damage. At least half. Ah, the full KO. He's just lagging that far behind. We're keeping Galvantula out here because Bug resists fighting for some reason. I think it might have actually been a previous stream where it was addressed in, well, do you know how hard it is to swat a mosquito sometimes? Hydrotter would be in the most need of leveling up. Who's holding the... Ah! Seif's holding Lucky Egg. Go ahead and take that back. Kayla's still leading the pack. After all, we did evolve her. Hitting a mosquito is easy sometimes. If they've already bitten down, yeah. If they're still flying around through the air, I've definitely had some issues with it. The Pokemon type chart has never really been proper in my experience either. So we did fight him, we just didn't fight the Psychic here. Seif barely strained herself, so we're not gonna worry about getting her healed. And it's mostly a straight shot back to, You can tell I'm definitely still tired, because I'm forgetting a lot of names here. But it will be mostly a straight shot back to our little beachside front here. And then we gotta figure out exactly how we're heading north off of there. You can hit mosquitoes in the air, Viku, but it is a little difficult. Just like how it's going to be difficult to not drown, with James deciding to redeem these. After all, Hydrotter keeps popping back up. How the heck did a cat here get into my tea? He seems awfully proud of his work, that little scrunko. Oh no, we're doubling up on the hydrates. Ah, fine. Keep your water. I don't really think the best way to go about that involves putting hair in my drink. Xander, where are you? Undella Town? Got it. From there, go through the marine tube and come straight to Humilao City. That was this right here. And I think we were blocked off previously, right? Ooh. Very fancy. This is what the undersea world looks like. I've never seen this before because I can't swim. I'd given up on seeing this. I'm so moved. Music's certainly a lot different. I'm glad they have a chance to flex the Nintendo DS's ability to make 3D graphics. Talking about our TM Rain Dance. Oh! We see Basculin off to the side, and I believe there was, Frillish, I think was the name of that Pokemon. It's been a while. We also haven't found one yet in our travels. Wow! It's an ocean drench! So deep! Maybe 6 miles deep? That's right. It's deep. Love is infinitely deep. That much is true. The game is most certainly telling me to continue hydrating. Well, are we literally gonna run out of tea in the first 20 minutes? Ah, does your Pokemon have a poison barb? No, and I can't remember exactly where I'm going to find one. This place is like a walk-through aquarium. But isn't this a place for Pokemon to see us? We are technically the ones encased in glass here. The path is to see rather than to move. Oh, TMs! Well, what a convenience. I don't think that has any effect while the user is asleep, so we can't really use that on a sleep talk set with, Usagi. I could have just wrapped around to the other side. Poisoned, paralyzed, or burned. So it's not going to work while we're, let's see, sort that by number. It's not going to work while asleep, so we can't do a gimmicky little rest talk set with it. We'll get the DNA splicers back for sure. So you should focus on defeating the gym leader first. Sounds like a departure in urgency for the story. Very well, we'll sit here and heal, but I'm guessing we have a water gym here. Though having that unlocked so soon is a bit odd on the pacing. I imagine we're going to be stopped once we're inside, and we don't immediately have a battle. We might have to chase down the gym leader, who's gone on a few responsibilities. Cute little game of chase there. This most certainly looks like it would be an aquarium. If you're... I told you. If you're looking for the gym leader, he went swimming off into the ocean yelling about the sea. Please look for him if you like. And he is going to stop us, so we cannot preemptively fight all the trainers around here. Well, in any instance, if we end up having to fight a lot of water type trainers, Seif, well, gets the lucky egg back immediately. This place reminds me a lot of Pacific Town in Gen 3. Of course, this place would be a lot less prone to getting you soft-locked forever. It might, though, crash your game given how much it's lagging the emulator right now. Can we explode explosions? We can create explosions, but I don't know how you would get an explosion to explode more than it's already exploding. I wonder how many days have passed since I came here on my vacation. Spending every day in such abundance makes my brain a little mushy. I wonder if there will be an event that will stimulate me a little. Was today Sunday? We are one day late for that endeavor. Hey! Do you know the Pokemon called Mantine? If you have one, trade my Tangrowth for your Mantine, okay? That would be if we had one. But we unfortunately do not. What's going on in town here? I guess we have... Yeah, it looks like we'll have a couple of items we can grab. Other than that, though, looks relatively uneventful out here. We'll probably have to surf off into the waters beyond. We can't just surf under these bridges. For some reason. Take a whole cruise around town. I think that would be most of the items in question. And we're back to the usual fighting. Our battle will surely be worth a page in the book of your journey. Each minute a page, each stream a chapter. That's one of the reasons why I try to find good breaking and starting points for each and every one of them. Well, this is certainly going to be a bit of a rough mirror match. Again, we don't have any super effective hitting moves. Let's send out Seif. Swift is not much to worry about. Signal Beam would actually probably do the most damage here. Ah, almost. We didn't use Electro Ball because Starmie actually has a higher base speed than Galvantula, last time I checked. I think it's an astonishing 115. We'll keep old moves since we would prefer to rely on the 100% accuracy of Surf. Now this is a fight I don't want to stay in on, so kindly Volt Switch out for me. Let's see, your only weakness is ground, and let's see. Aaron does have Bulldoze at the very least, and likely enough HP to survive. Ooh, you know what's a good idea? If we gave Aaron a Shell Bell, he'd be able to heal off some of the damage he took from using Flare Blitz. Interesting, Sucker Punch. We will of course say no, because it's a physical attack on a special attacker. Certainly took the wind out of some of our Mon sales. We'll see if we can go on with just a few potions here and there. There's a reason we've been saving up money to buy so many of them. And I just want to see how Aaron fails with fares. There's a very big distinction there. Ah, holding the EXP share. You won't be needing that. Not for now. Hydrotter would actually be the one needing it. So trade around a few times. We'll let Aaron bully a few Mons. If he does consistently get a one-hit KO, that means he gets to restore health without much obstruction. We caught a Fungus earlier, I believe. Let's actually see how much health that recovers. After the full force of damage from Flare Blitz. Ouch! That's gotta hurt. Wait a minute. Oh! The Shell Bell counts as an added effect, and it's nullified by sheer force. Which means we outright just can't use it. Is there anything better he could hold then? At this point, I don't even know if it, blocks charcoal from having an effect. I mean, berries aren't a bad idea in that case. Let's actually give him the lucky egg. No one else should be holding it. And give our boy a bit of medicine. And do we still have any paralyzed heals from the beginning? Seems not. So full heal it is. Very well. That ruins the whole little Shell Bell idea I wanted. Well, it does technically only have that effect with Flare Blitz there. The other attacks that have guaranteed side effects will not block out the Shell Bell. You're not going to be enough experience, so we will skip that fight, especially considering Aaron's best way of dealing damage there is to also take damage. I might be lost right now, but I'll battle you anyway. Oh, this is going to hurt. In fact, I don't even think we need fire for this. On the first evolution, absolutely not. That does put us in trouble, though. Aaron might actually be the slower one in this interaction. Ah, never mind. Bouffalant's just that slow. Let's see, we can rely on the 100% accuracy of Bulldoze, especially considering we're not going to need that much damage there. Beautifully done, and with the bonus experience to boot. So it looks like the Lucky Egg does not override that. It's an item with a passive effect, it's not just a while attacking effect. Hey Sai, Challenge Mode is a harder version of the main story. A lot of the trainers, and especially the gyms, have better structured teams that are much harder to play around. They're also about 5 levels higher than everything we'd face up to that point. Oh! I actually like that idea more than Hammer Arm. More reliable immediate power, and what Aaron should do is come out, get a few big swings in, and switch away. It's not a mod, actually. One of the special things about Black 2 and White 2 was that they included a difficulty option. After you beat the game once, you can, get a little key that enables you to, well, you can transfer that key to any other cartridge, and you can play either an easier version or a harder version of the main story. One of the reasons Gen 5 is the best is because they had a lot of features like this. It's not a mod, the actual game itself had a, hard difficulty. Never played Black and White. You are missing out, friends. These are, objectively, the best Pokemon games that have ever been made. First one you owned was X. Okay, that does make sense in retrospect. Steelix has kind of weak attack if you want to be honest. However, we're at a disadvantage with lowered health and, lowered health, attack, and defense right there. James has given this some thought and concluded that all explosions are exploding themselves since they are made of whatever is exploding. Oh, well, what if I hit you with one of those right back? Hopefully they don't clonk heads with each other in the tunnels. That will do pathetic damage. But if it avoids that first attack, it does just fine. This should reliably KO. Steelix is known for having an absurdly high physical defense. Special, however, is nothing to write home about. And back to work. So we have a couple of these platforms we need to be wandering around on. Ah, Kayla still has strength. Excellent. No, we're talking about explosions in general, Sai. Klee here is quite fond of her explosions. Huh. Interesting find. Maybe keeping Hydrotter out there in front would be better. Camerupt isn't really going to get any good attacking moves without a Mega Evolution. Which happens next generation, not this one. Very well done, Aaron. Grumpig! Well, we don't have any super effective attacks. You know what? For a gimmick, I want to try this out. Especially since last time I checked, Grumpig doesn't have very high attack. Oh! Well, that's a surprise. Hopefully that's not a KO. Ah, it was a critical hit. Just my luck. Well, in any case, Sif, if you would do the honors. Yeah, that's about the damage I expected. Technically did play other Pokemon games before X, but only on ROMs as you were getting ready for X to come out. Very interesting to just start with X. I started with Fire Red and Leaf Green because I didn't even know what a Nintendo was until the Game Boy Advance already existed. That's what you get for living out in the middle of nowhere, with no neighbors to hear about fresh new game consoles from. Never had a Game Boy. Big sad. I can definitely understand that. I've spoken to a lot of friends, also Nintendo fans, and they tend to be upset by the fact that I've never had an N64, and therefore could not play a lot of its iconic games. My roommate has one. In fact, I think he actually brought it with him to this apartment. Ooh, I wonder if we have a capture card that works with it. A Genesis family. I was raised on PC, funny enough. My actual first console was an Xbox original. I know, very sad, but honestly, the Xbox original didn't have bad games, and I thought the Xbox 360 had quite the legendary selection. But I got a GameCube shortly after. Oh yeah. We actually, we didn't get an Xbox on release date. So I didn't have any of those ugly, absolute heckin' chonker controllers. I got the second wave, where they were a lot more ergonomic and actually functional. Your first Pokemon experience was playing a modded version of Red that let you start with an Articuno. Specifically Articuno, or was it, was that really the only change there? This is going to deal a lot of damage back to Aaron, because the amount of HP damage you take is based off of the damage you've given. So for example, hitting a Chansey or a Blissey with a recoil move will hurt you a lot because you did take a lot of HP from your opponent. Luckily, Darmanitan is an excellently designed Pokemon, both in terms of character and in terms of function, and they actually have a high HP stat of 110, I believe. Can someone remind me why Psyduck and Golduck were never Psychic types? I suppose that would be doubling up since we had, Slowpoke and Slowbro already. What's the challenge on the agenda? It's just the, challenge mode that comes with Black and White 2, which I do believe puts all of the trainers' levels at 5 more than what they had before, and gives a lot of them competitive movesets. Starters were swapped for the legendaries. Interesting. I would have picked Zapdos, my absolute favorite of all time. Ah, extreme speed is going to ignore any speed drops we get from Bulldoze here. Given that that did just under 50%, I don't want to try to take extra attacks if we don't have to. Yeah, the ducks really should have been psychic, given the fact that you kept hearing about them getting, like, headaches, and their entire character is about being hurt by psychic powers, it feels like. Let's see, if you're going to keep using extreme speed, we can do with a surf here, which should be a KO. You weren't aware there was a challenge mode built in. Black White 2 definitely your favorite games in the series. You had to beat the game first, and then you could do the challenge mode afterwards. You know, it's a gimmick, but let's give this a try. Back in X, you were into online competitive Pokemon. You used to run a Scarfed Darmanitan in singles. There was one friend I introduced to competitive battling that I 6-0'd with a Darmanitan. That was his introduction. Alright, Sploof, do what you do best. Scarf Manitan is definitely a menace. Even more a menace would be the, Galarian version, who outright just gets a choice band as an ability. Aha! You attempt to match my raising defense with your raising attack. Fine, I'll finish the glass errand. Wait, close combat? Hold on. Could Darmanitan actually learn close combat? I know it could learn superpower. Ours just did. Number of sources I'm seeing are outdated. Yeah, it was probably superpower. Let's see. Well, I'm sure we'll be able to resist whatever hit comes next if we just do one more Cotton Guard. We get that set up, and no matter how he boosts, we should be able to survive this hit. Indeed, we're doing quite well for ourselves. Funny how even without the, priority status moves, Sploof still manages to find a specific niche in being a physical wall, question mark. Classic waterboarding of the streamer. That's right, I have more drinking to be doing. Actually, if we Giga Drain here, that's probably a KO this turn. Oh, I thought we'd have to rely on the Leech Seed damage. Look at that, another opponent KO'd. And Sploof back at full health. Yeah, Whimsicott was originally just grass. Later, got the fairy typing. More medicine all around. You would only forget if there was already an alternate version of Psyduck that kept the headaches but gained Psychic type. It would have been cool to get a split evolution. Was it only Eevee that had split evolutions in the very first generation? Yeah, and then I think Johto, which was essentially just an expansion pack for Red and Blue, gave us a lot more split evolutions. Aaron, you're not even going to need your full power for this one. Now, hopefully the follow-up Mon isn't going to be too much of a threat. When do we get a contrary super— oh! Well, we got ourselves the mirror here. Gloom and Vileplume are an evolution line. You're thinking of Blossom, which is actually a split evolution of, that line. And Blossom was introduced in Johto. Usagi and Sif could use a little bit of a boost. So let's give them the respective items. Indeed, definitely the stronger monkey. Or quite possibly, the smarter monkey. After all, Bulldoze there would be both super effective and give you an advantage next turn, making you absolutely definitely faster than them. Alright, we'll have to run back up over there. Go through a little bit of tall grass. Hey, no worries, Sai. I've actually forgotten a lot of Pokemon names, since I haven't really been playing much since Gen 7. I completely decided to skip out on, Sword and Shield. Completely uninterested in those two games. Oh, right, there's the cave right there that might be worth a look at. I do want to see what's on the top side here first. So a little bit of careful maneuvering here. Run across the bridge here. Let's see what we got. A dead end? Alright, I suppose that was a waste of my time. Ultra CERN burnt you out. Barely got into that game, was too soon after Sun, and it really was the same thing again. Black and White 2 were actually quite different from Black and White 1, since you got to see a lot of Mons from outside of Gen 5. On top of starting you in a different spot, it really feels like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were what Sun and Moon were supposed to be. Like they released incomplete games at the time. Given the fact that these guys are facing each other, I have a worry we're not going to be able to fight them yet. How long does wait until everyone else arrives mean exactly? The area past here is important. The people heading to Route 21 are definitely important, but we have an important role as well. Yeah, and they're not letting us past. Is it just me, or does Pokemon tend to have the most contrived barriers? A bonjour to you as well, Decursion. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Or afternoon. Actually been playing quite a bit of Dead Cells off stream over the weekend. I do want to get back into playing that game somewhat regularly. Of course, that could possibly be a pipe dream. I have a wonderful set of games lined up for after our break. Chances are we will either be starting Hades first or very, very soon afterwards. So, Route 21, you say? Body blocking is always contrived. Heck, remember the Thirsty Garden Gen 1. Wasn't he the one stopping you from getting into, like, Saffron and Cycling Road? Yeah, it's incredibly contrived. But most of the Pokemon games do have the advantage of the main character being a child. And chances are, every adult would do everything in their power to stop you from getting where you were supposed to be. Isn't it also strange how a 12 or 13-year-old is expected to travel the countryside alone? Then again, you never really should look at Pokemon for intriguing story. Or at least story without plot holes. With the exception of Black and White, actually. Black and White 2 feels a little bit more plot holy. Or maybe it's roughly on par with Black and White 1. It has been 10 years since I played those games. For Black and White 1, I think they were about 16 or so. You are correct. However, in Black 2 and White 2, they did go back to little youngins. Little scamps for the main characters. "45 minutes is a little early, but y'all have drowned me, so I will have to go get, a little bit more tea. I will be right back." We will probably still do a formal break, roughly an hour in, as per our usual schedule. I did talk to the center, right? Yeah, everyone's got all their attacks back. You're celebrating. Drinks are on you. What do you got celebrating, Aaron? Is this the chance I finally get to wish you a happy birthday? So apparently there's something going on Route 21, you say? Black and white was your burnout point. Understandable. You got permanent at work! Very lovely to hear. It's always nice getting that confirmation that you're wanted and you're important. I'm going to volt switch here. Brillish tends to have a lot of bulk and might actually even live. As I told you. Alright, Sploof. Just all perfectly calculated, you know me. Does it come with dental, Aaron? Love me some healthcare benefits. The first time I actually got health insurance at a office job. Ah, so happy to finally have that. Ultra Ball. Dental, vision, everything, the whole package. Nice to hear. And yeah, Sai, I think Sun and Moon were definitely my second favorite among the whole series. Nice change to the formula, and overall, I feel like they kept a lot of the spirit alive, while still having a nice little bit of change. You have for around a year, even on contract. Very lovely to hear that. You know what? I'll drink to it. Oh, and I'm apparently going to spill a little bit. Luckily, I do have paper towels here. Scronkly wants to celebrate too. Ah. Come here. You gonna purr? You gonna purr for the mic? Seems not. Welcome back, Chris. How you doing? If its veil-like arms stun and wrap a foe, that foe will be dragged miles below the surface, never to return. To think such a cute design ends up being so menacing. Wait. Into the mic, you fiend. Do it. Give them what they demand. Ah, he doesn't want to purr. Let's get you moved out of here then. Just finished binging 5 episodes of the Pokemon anime. The newer episodes or some of the older ones? Scrunko really wants attention, but I did just feed him before the stream. I think it literally is just attention. And federal government up here in Canada. So this is a pretty solid position. Sounds like you got it made, Aaron. It will probably be Guilty Gear, Yeah, actually, this Friday was going to be the, Gold Lewis lessons. I do need to make a formal post about that on Friday, or, on Twitter. Inform a few friends, just as well. Ah, so close. Is Guilty Gear worth the price? I say yes, but it would also be good if you were just a fighting game fan altogether. I definitely think Strive is one of the best fighting games to learn fighting games with. Also, I never redeemed that and the posture check that James gave to us a while ago. Yeah, you'll hear a lot of other folks in here say Strive is absolutely amazing. Have we had a chance to spar yet in Strive, Chris? I don't know that I've had a stream with open lobbies. If you're on PC, or even on console once we get crossplay. I'd be happy to spar sometime. Yeah, if you're willing to learn a traditional fighter, then pick up Strive. If you're already familiar with traditional fighting games, then I absolutely would say there's no downside to getting Strive. Excellent game. A lot easier to understand than older Guilty Gears. You still have yet to acquire Strive, but you hope to get it soon. You still play Rev casually. Rev 1 or 2? It'd be very interesting if it was still Rev 1. You've only played platform fighters, so you have no idea. Well, there is actually quite a bit of extra mobility and aggression you have in Guilty Gear Strive. So I think out of the traditional fighters, that would definitely be a lot easier to transition to than, say, Street Fighter's whole footsies combat. Rev 2 remains my favorite fighting game of all time, Chris. And chances are, if it ever gets rollback, I might drop Strive completely. Aw, look at the little guy. He's not Gen 5 though. Not part of our rule set, and we will promptly ignore him. So there's allegedly something going on in Route 21 here. Ah, would this be that ocean where Marlin escaped to? We are still trying to look for him, after all. It's just the standard challenge mode, Chris. We're not doing a Nuzlocke or anything weird like that. It's part of the default challenge mode included with the game. Which all that does is basically set all the trainers and gym leaders up 5 levels higher than usual. But on top of that, a lot of the gym leaders and the Elite Four especially have competitive movesets on their Pokemon. I hope your keyboard's okay, Aaron. And how's Usagi doing? Let's go ahead and check on that experience, make sure that's... Alright, still a little behind, but everyone's keeping pace quite well. Ah, there's an item over there. Yeah, after you beat the game once, Chris, you get to, use a key. If you have, white too, you get the option to make the game easier. If you have black 2, you get the option to make the game harder, and both of those can trade. It's not like black 2 is the only one you can do the hard mode on. It's just you have to know someone with black 2 if you want to unlock the challenge mode. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing the hard mode version. After all, since I did have the feeling that Black 2 and White 2 might end up being my favorite Pokemon games of all time, I did want to have a genuine experience with my first run-through. I didn't want to do a hardcore Nuzlocke or something like that, as my first experience for a game I haven't played. A regular Nuzlocke, maybe. If it was anything but potentially my favorite generation. Yeah, most people didn't start a new Black or White 2 playthrough. It's kind of interesting that it would have required starting a new game. Me, at least when I was such a youngin', I grew quite an attachment to my first run. So once I beat the game once, I'd never restart. Funny enough, I actually have a cartridge of Black 2, but I never restarted on it because it happened to have the, what's her name? Melioetta. It actually had an event Melioetta and a, shiny Dialga on the cartridge. And I haven't wanted to delete those. You're a doctor, so presumably you can heal us while we're all the way out here. Ah, appropriately with one of the most medicinal of Pokemon. Clerics tend to be bright pink very often. Doesn't even have to be like just Chansey, it's a lot of Pokemon that can learn Wish. Yeah, hard to justify restarting in a lot of situations, especially if you have a, shiny, or anything particularly rare. You know what was funny? My Groudon, and only my Groudon, in Pokemon Ruby, ended up getting courteous. Only Groudon, and apparently had it cured before I even visited a Pokemon Center. I never found a shiny until Gen 4. But somehow, the astronomically rarer chance of getting a Pokemon with Pokerus happened to only one Pokemon on Ruby. I always wondered what that little dot icon meant. And then turns out when I transferred it forward, it was after I got into the, whole competitive culture. Funny enough, that was back in the Platinum Heart Gold days, so what? I would have been a little sprout looking to make a competitive team. Definitely encountered Pokerus, but you forgot which game. Stuck them in the PC ASAP when you found out. Yeah, you need to get that spread as much as possible. What I'm astonished is how my Groudon got it, but no one else during all that time. To this day, that still stumps me. I wonder if it just happened after, like, one battle, and then I just didn't play the game for several days. It's not fantastic, but it's a nice little bonus, after all, Sai. Look at this Ryu-looking dude. It doubles your effort value gain, correct. Wrong V, it doubles your EV, not your IV. Quick, before James or Aaron make a joke about having twice the number of EVs. And by that I mean the Pokemon. Sai, you made me almost spit out my drink. Lasagna crab? That's incredible. Also, Bronzwa, actually, let me give you a shout out. Very wonderful performance in that tournament on Friday. Very proud to see people still getting Anji all the way up there. It's funny, I practiced Zato all week, and then when tournament came around, I realized my gold was still stronger. So, I didn't even practice the character I used for the tournament. Bees absolutely destroyed me in the losers bracket. And for that, I'm proud because that is a very difficult matchup. Oh yeah, I am incredibly proud of Vanderwalls. Very, very good Anji. So what's different about Route 21 down here? More folks to fight at the very least. I'm doing Goldless training lessons if you wanted to attend for that this Friday. I'm gonna be going over Goldless's game plan. And there should be a few other VTubers who will be there to listen and ask questions. Aside from that though, chances are I'm going to be switching to maining Zato. Really? He took that little from Electro Ball. I told you they were competitive. The priority move. Would you look at that? Alright. Aaron, if you would do the honors, kindly. Actually, first, I want to make sure Seif gets her comeuppance. After all, there's no way a Heracross one-shots Aaron, right? This might result in a KO from us. Well, I guess he can't win them all. Please live. If I remember, Heracross should have kind of middling HP. Haha! Aaron, you champion. Let's get you medicine back up. Or not. Yet. I love Darmanitan. Appearances, of course, a good laugh. I love that big goofy smile he has. But in terms of function, I love how it's literally putting everything into just hitting hard with a recoil attack. Given the bonus damage from sheer force. And then Life Orb on top of that. Yeah, we gotta give Aaron the perk 30. That rock over there looks somewhat suspicious. Usually they will put an item under any of those rocks you find out in the middle of nowhere. We will give that a check. That could, of course, just be decoration. Ah, nothing. Indeed, Aaron. Using my knowledge of game design, I also am still going to have to sip a lot of tea here, as y'all are trying to drown me. Hey! It's all because of having love for Pokemon, right? Yeah, you know what I mean. Come on, I'm gonna have you battle. At least with Seif out in front, if it's not a ground type, we get to switch up. I was gonna make a demonstration and everything. Pour one out for the keyboard. I've heard about Salty Dan's friend lock, but I have not paid any attention to it. I actually don't really watch other streamers. I usually try to keep to my own little pocket. Chances are immediately before or after a stream, I will watch my peers. What I do need to get into the habit of is getting a good workflow that could allow me to get a few things done with VTubers' background noise. Thank you very much for showing up, Bronzwa. Very glad to see you. Hoping we can spar sometime soon, given that we have, like, 3 really good Anjis that can show up in that tournament. I do need the practice. I don't fight him too often online either. But thank you for your attendance. My Roggenrola and I have been waiting for a strong trainer like you. If you want to pass, pass? No tea. You must beat my Roggenrola and me. Can you defeat our rock-hard Will? Just to let you know, my Roggenrola and I are the sturdiest things that were ever sturdy. We'll just have to do this twice. Let me guess, they're all like level 20. And they all have sturdy. Which actually means... check this out. Yep, it's gonna be sturdy, all the way through. Now, you guys want to know about my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon? That eyebrow tracking is phenomenal. I'll be unstoppable once I have an iPhone. Welcome, Avid. Lovely to see you this evening. Y'all cheered me right up. I was feeling a little bit sleepy, but y'all are the sunshine to my day. Yep, no sturdy to worry about here. So, I talked about how, oh, you actually survived. Genuinely impressive. So, I was talking about, Pokerus earlier. So, I found out about Pokerus when I was actually messing around with an action replay in my Gen 4 games. I've gone gelatinous. Oh, did my model tracking die? Did something happen? Oh, it's a breaking molds pun, of course. Half the things that Aaron says are some sort of a pun. And a warm welcome to Usagi as well. Very delighted to see you. Strength that go- I couldn't even read that. But, on the subject of action replaying a lot of things, after this message, your strength is the real thing. My Roggenrola and I must become even sturdier. So we're off to continue our training. Farewell. I can't roll my R's. So if you ever hear me doing something that sounds like it, I'm actually growling. I don't know how to... And hopefully Usagi can actually help me with this. But for the life of me, I cannot figure out how to... roll my R's properly. Which I will need, as it is its own letter in Spanish. Seeing a Pokemon use its best moves against another Pokemon is really an adventure. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Right, action replay, thank you for the reminder. I was going to completely forget that, and go on an entirely different tangent. So, when Gen 4 was ending, and Gen 5 was just rolling around, I experimented with the action replay a bit more, and actually created a, Wonder Tomb for each of my friends. That would be a Spiritomb with Wonder Guard, which... Before the creation of the fairy type, meant a Spiritomb that could not actually receive any attacks, any damaging attacks. So, basically a broken hack mom. It also knew sketch, 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 and sketch. So, for every single one of my friends, I just gave them what should be a super overpowered hackmon. Well, it turns out right after everyone had gotten through the story with Black and White, we were all battling each other around in school, and one of my friends popped one of those out against me. Real scumbag, using a hacked mon that I gave him against me. I still won because of Haxorus's mold breaker. So Haxorus will always have a very special spot in my heart. Yeah, over time, I'm going to need some practice on my Spanish, Usagi. I think I will try to work on some auxiliary resources. One of the reasons I am taking a break next week, right, we already fought you, is so that I can get a couple of things in my workflow together. A few things to add on top of the stream. After all, in my past 14 months, well, 14 and a half months of doing this, I found that I absolutely adore it. And one way to get big is to be multilingual. I do have experience with Spanish in the past, so it shouldn't be too rough to remind me. Alright, I'm definitely gonna need all those hydrates because all that growling definitely hurt. Luckily, it's a light streaming week. A word of warning, since we do have a lot of our regulars in the chat this evening. I haven't published the schedule yet, but we're probably not going to have any other streams until Friday and Saturday. I plan on making it a very light 3-stream week. Could I drown a whole growler of water? Hacer. I forgot what hacer meant. Do. Okay. Simple enough. We're going to do it. Ah, everyone's still redeeming the hydrates. I also will try to see if I can take that time and get some stuff done for the stream, like audio equalizing, a few more benefits with the streamer points. Oh, what are they called? They're literally called streamer points, aren't they? No, channel points. I am very sleepy today, so my brain is not going to function at its maximum capacity. I've been challenging the Pokemon gyms all across the world. Well, I believe him. He got this far. I do not, and unfortunately have never owned a PlayStation decursion. Which I really should have, given that it's the official Weeb console. That's where I could have reliably played all my JRPGs. Not to mention, there were a few Toho games that came to PlayStation before anything else. Ah, Bloodborne. Never played Bloodborne. Thought about playing it. There will be Dark Souls streams eventually. And in fact, that might even begin in 2023. It's games that I sort of like, but don't have a huge fixation on. I want to save for when I'm larger, because those kind of things would be much easier to pop up in an algorithm. Yeah, Bloodborne is hoped for eventually. Chris, you were never able to play Pokemon with your friends in school. Didn't get a 3DS until late middle school, and Wow, I'm old. And even then, your friends couldn't access online because of parental controls. What a shame. Why would they restrict that? Luckily, my parents are relatively technologically incompetent. I was the designated, well, as you can expect from someone named Turing, I was the designated person to do anything related to electronics in the household. Look, Chris, with every passing conversation I have with a viewer or a peer, I really show my millennial age. All these Zoomers and their Zoomer lingo, I don't get. I have not played Sekiro, but it is very high on my list of games I want to play but probably can't run. Yeah, I hear people talk about how their first Pokemon game was Pokemon X, or how their childhood was Minecraft, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, the things I did in my late teens. Age before beauty. Lucky for me, I have both. We will Leech Seed because I'm not sure that we can get a one-hit KO off of just Giga Drain alone. Also, I have a feeling we should have fought these guys earlier, since it does seem like we had access to this route. Yeah, my parents didn't really ever put parental controls on anything. I don't know if they even knew how to. The Game Boy was in your childhood, just never owned it. That was me attempting to make a little dig or a joke. Glad you caught up on it. Nah, but I understand. Pokemon isn't for everyone. Ah, does this bring us right back to Undella Town? Frillish? Huh. Your parents would never have found parental controls, but you were a good egg. To think, this is a ghost that steals away people, drags them to the ocean floor. You know what, just because I always loved the goofy appearance of this boy, we'll give him a catch just as well. To think, this Pokemon actually annihilated the competitive circuit in Gen 5. Jellicent was actually very fearsome. Childhood was comprised of Black, White, and XY. I was old enough to potentially have played from the very first Pokemon games. However, I did live a relatively sheltered childhood, and didn't even know what a Nintendo was until 2002 or so. Ah, this might be difficult. Even more so because we cannot use False Swipe on a Ghost-type Jellicent. Ah, phooey. You remember when you were little, it was your parents who introduced you to the world of games. With your mother you played Pac-Man and Mappy, both classics, games from the first Nintendo console and arcade. Doesn't, Pac-Man's Smash moveset reference Mappy? Isn't that what its Up-B is about? Its body is mostly seawater. It's said there's a castle of ships Jellicent have sunk on the seafloor. Height 7 feet, that's actually frightening. I got you one here, unless someone wants to drop a redeem immediately. Yeah, Mappy's Trampolines. Funny how we get the reference there. Never really did have too many games up until middle school. If you did, you would have grown up with Diamond and Pearl. I was actually a Pokemon fan as a kid, but I was exposed to like the media and the anime and stuff like that, and it wasn't until like 2002 that no, it was actually 2003 where I learned what a Game Boy Advance was, and then oh wait, there are Pokemon games? We're not necessarily nicknaming Pokemon after subs, but this would be an opportunity to use the name of Pokemon Redeem, which I might have actually disabled. Hold on, let me check that real quick. I always forget, turn that back on. You might need to refresh your stream, as a forewarning. Yeah, Fire Red was my first Pokemon game. I'll just do this for now. Ah, I was gonna name him Davy Jones. Let's go ahead. That is, if you wanted to be Mr. Pringles here. Let me know, Chris. I think our team might be settled, but it's more of the thought that counts. If you do stick around for our next Pokemon run, I'd be happy to name one of our guaranteed locked-in Pokemon after you. Oh, whoops. I was thinking of where the S is on the WASD keyboard. We can fit in a pick there. Just to give you a little bit more individuality and identifiability. Heart Gold and Soul Silver were also exceptional. Probably my third... No. Platinum was my third favorite. Then Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Gens 4 and 5, like the DS era. Those are incredible. Ghosts of Tsushima is a maybe. I'd have to actually look at the gameplay. That's a game I didn't pay much attention to. So allegedly, there's something going on in Route 21, I believe, right? We got up to the 8th gem just fine. You know what? If we actually talk to Hio again, he might have some advice for us. Yeah, Chris, Gen 5 has the best music hands down. And to this day, as much as people like to contest the best Pokemon generations, or designs, or games, blah blah blah, I don't think I've seen anyone who's actually played Gen 5 say that Gen 5 isn't the one with the best music. A warm welcome and return to James. Okay, after you get the badge, he says. So... we do have to look in the ocean somewhere. I don't think Marlon's over here. Where else? Okay, now you show up. Only a gym leader could be someone looking this goofy. Wee-ha! Sup? You... wait, hold on. Do I get to use my surfer dude? Is he a surfer dude? Hold on. What's his actual appearance? Oh, yeah, definitely. Hold on. It might not be exactly accurate to him, but... Sup? You must be here to challenge the Pokemon gym. I'm the gym leader, Marlon. Sorry to make you look for me, yo. I was swimming with the Pokemon and it felt real good. So I kept going and going. I'll be waiting in the gym, okay? Yeah. 150, dude! And still young. How are we figuring out this one? Well, okay, we wasted all that time running around in circles. Now we get to actually go through. Hopping across the lily pads. Got it! Well, I think Seif can carry us through here pretty well. Usagi's doing very well. Hydraughter here has kind of a mirror match, which might end up spelling trouble. So, EXP share to you. Seif will easily take care of anything with an electric type attack until we have to fight a Seismitoad. You remember when you bought the black and white Pokemon? There's a paper inside the box that was to unlock the Victini event. And that Victini I did have. I was so excited for black and white. And, memories. Still incredibly upset that that's the only Pokemon game I've ever lost. Let's see. We'll handle a Floatzel pretty well. Almost. Use a Signal Beam for a little bit of scratch damage. You know what we could do? We could start out a number of these battles with agility, and then proceed to sweep with Electro Ball. That would basically guarantee a number of one-hit KOs. I believe Mantine is Flying type, right? So this should be an easy one-hit KO, or not. I do remember Mantine has a lot of special defense. In any case, get on out there, Sploof. You remember when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon events were rolling out, you'd always grab a few extra codes to give to your friends. Back when you had to get the codes at GameStop or Target. I was there for the midnight release of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And that I looked forward to very dearly. You know what? I'd rather step out there. You're gonna live, and then you can stop these shenanigans immediately with an Aqua Jet. Hopefully there's no paralysis here. Indeed. Proceed. I see you're keeping your eyes out, James. I see. Who's your favorite Gen 5 starter Pokemon? You're looking at him. You remember rushing Best Buy Day 1 and get Pearl, also the Spectrobes. Spectrobes? I don't remember Spectrobes. It would be Samurott, which we actually picked for our, Pokemon Legends Arceus playthrough as well. If I agility once, we might get a one-hit KO with Electro Ball. Oshawott is incredible, indeed. In retrospect, I like all the Gen 5 starters. Even if we did get yet another fire and fighting type. I love the, wrestler theme that we got out of, Embor. Alright, so it's a little bit of a puzzle here. Doesn't actually seem that hard. I'm pretty sure Embor's supposed to have some, like, wrestler theme. I mean, that would explain the fighting type. Hold on, let me look this up. Again, this is a science channel, so we do have to do a little bit of research anytime a question comes up. Let's see, from Bulbapedia. Embor is based on a pig. Additionally, Ken Sugimori said that Tepig, Pig Knight, and Embor were designed in a Chinese style, specifically mentioning the character of Zhang Fei in Romance of the Three Kingdoms as Embor's inspiration. Zhang Fei was assassinated by his own subordinates and had his head severed and presented for the opposing faction, which may be alluded to in Embor's design, namely that its head is separated by a wreath of fire. May also be based on Zhu Baji, a pig demon from the Chinese tale Journey to the West. Very much looks like a wild boar with British saddleback in a wrestling singlet. Yeah, he's supposed to be wearing the whole singlet of not like the whole flashy professional wrestling, the actual sports wrestling, which is toned down quite a bit. Its swirly patterns on its abdomen also look a lot like stuff you'd find on pottery. Interesting. Got a lot going on here. Okay, yeah, in Pig Knight's design you can definitely see the appearance of a wrestling singlet. There we go. He actually lampshades the fact that he's not even in your way. Well, let's take his confidence down a notch, shall we? Greninja, Samurott, and Incineroar are your top 3 favorite starter final evolutions. Possibly your top favorite 3 altogether. When it comes to wrestler Pokemon, you think Incineroar absolutely kills it. I love Incineroar. Iconic, completely. Volt Switch. Oshawott is a very good choice, Usagi. Turns out we weren't that much faster, and Electro Ball didn't give us much of a boost, did it? Ah, this is going to be a problem. Actually, if you don't have a Chesto Berry... you know what? Usagi needs a chance in the spotlight. Of course you have backup attacks. Incineroar was one of your most wanted characters for Smash Ultimate when it was first announced. You find Incineroar to be really fun to play in Smash. I liked their moveset. I think it's kind of upsetting that we have an underrepresentation of grass starters among the Pokemon we had there. Because me, I usually pick the grass type. Haha! You're far too infatuated to fall asleep. Walrein stays awake at night, completely unable to shake the image of Usagi whispering an "Ara Ara" into his ear. So how are we doing this one? Take me back. I do want a little fight here. A lot of the trainers here are being verbose. I think we can go ahead and skip them a little bit. What you find kind of funny is that Greninja, Incineroar, and Hisuian Samurott are all part Dark type, always seem to lean towards the dark types when it comes to favorites. Everyone does have their favorite type. As you can guess, I love my electric and steel types, personally. What I never got was what the heck was up with Pelipper's eye. Like how it's split horizontally down the middle. Doing great, y'all. Bloof, let's get you caught up. Hopefully there's not another Pelipper here. Psychic and Steel types are excellent choices. I also like Psychics. They tend to be very smart beings I can relate to. Ah, but that's not going to work if I can just stall you out. You know, Usagi can put on a hurt here too. Wailord has a lot of HP for us to siphon. Actually, if we just want to break through a wall here, especially since Wailord's going to be using Amnesia, we can go ahead and get a little bit of attack set up. Fairy, Psychic, or Grass. Also good choices, and kind of what I got the implications of, especially given the few that you have elected to name. And Sylveon. Sylveon's an excellent choice. Alright, Kayla. Do what you do best. Rip and tear. Experience for everyone in that one. Alright, I was hoping I could pace it to where I'd get to the gym leader before I had to do this, but unfortunately, it is time for that break. And la-da-dee, la-da-doo. A lot-a-dum. Excellent choice and favorite Pokemon there, Sai. Metagross happens to be actually my second favorite, behind Zapdos, that I just have a lot of history with. First legendary I caught, and an electric type. And functionally very unique. Zapdos can run well offensively or defensively. Very versatile, just cohesively, a very, very good design, both in terms of appearance, personality, and function. I said both, but I mean appearance and personality as one and the same. Deoxys is also really cool, the whole form change thing. What I wish is that base form Deoxys actually had a purpose. Cause with the very weird stat distribution that base Deoxys has, it's completely obsoleted by attack form. Yeah, pretty hard to beat Sylveon. Sylveon's an incredible evolution design. Ah, so close. Hopefully you live, Sif. Of course, it's always a critical hit when we're trying to count on it. Very well, Hydrotter, do what you do best. I imagine there, James, is... It's supposed to invoke a primal response in a number of people who have their objections towards pineapple on pizza. And here we are. Yeah, that's a little ridiculous having the entire pineapple just plopped on there. Actually, can we still raise the attack of Kayla even more? Indeed we can. Beautiful. Alright, I don't think we'll need a full trip back to the Pokemon Center just yet. Let's go ahead and give everyone a good bit of healing. Some hydration to top off our MVPs here. And our even mostest valuable player here in Sif. We will not be saving because we accept our losses here. Really? Does it just open to the back of the ocean here? That's cool. I do hope everyone's ready. Sup? You're all ready, huh? You look strong. Shoots, let's start. He looks a bit more Twinkie than I expected. Oh, but he would definitely sound like that. Beedrill is one of your favorites because he had 4 different versions. Use them all in your deck and each one had its own name that you read on the, clear card protector. Because of that history, Beedrill is easily your favorite Mega. Even more than Mega Metagross. Yeah, Surf Bro. Had to get in the practice. There was one friend of mine who wanted a little bit of insight on how to do a surfer voice, so I did look into trying to practice it myself. Please don't burn. Now, let's see if we can get a full-blown Electro Ball in here. Haha! That is indeed a lot of HP to carve through. Now I wonder, do you happen to have a At its boosted power, it will do less damage than a Surf. Caracosta. Hold on, I think you have Sturdy. You do have a chance of having Sturdy. So, just to play it safe. Yeah, that was a very slow HP drop because Wailord has, like, I think 140 base HP. Let's see what you got. A rock-type move, more than likely. Dude! You're really into this, huh? No, it needs to be a lot more coming from the nose, not from the chest. Sploof do be sploofing out here. Funny how Elisa put a stop to us harder than any other gem. Let's see, you don't have Air Slash, do you? Ah, but you fool! That means nothing when I can just switch out. What? Come here, Skrunko. What? You want attention, don't you? Aha! Air Slash as I expected. So the Mantine here has a Confusion Flinch strategy, it looks like. Go for an Ada Ada. Ah, can't use your cute charms when you're confused like that. Skrunko, you are making it very difficult to stream. I'll give you the cuddles, and now you get to go away! No! No! Go away. Confuse Ray has 100% accuracy. You might be thinking of, Supersonic Psy, which does have, 55% accuracy. We actually don't have any flying type resists. That's a very big hole in our team. See if we can rest this off. Almost. Let's actually go ahead and pop a Hyper Potion there, since we only need to stall. Stop it, Skrunko. Nope, it still has 100% accuracy. Yes, indeed, we are just winging it. Fine, I can give you scratches below the desk. Ow! He bit me. And now he's just scratching a scratching post over there. We have no good way to stall you like this. So Sploof, if you would do the honors. We actually have a very, very, very strong matchup against water types. So it's kind of funny how this one turned out. go ahead and pop another Leech Seed out there since Jellicent has a lot of HP to rob. It's gonna do decent damage, but Sploof should survive. Or not! Wow! Jellicent does have a lot of HP though. Well, the good news is here we're immune to Shadow Ball. And we can rest off the damage from Scald. Indeed, that Skronko had the most fickle of hearts. And because I want, Sploof here to partake in the spoils of war, we will definitely get a revive out there. It's astonishing how well this strategy works. After all, who could attack a cute, precious sleeping rabbit? More HP to steal. We can go for another return, just to waste another one. So Audino I don't think is specifically a rabbit, but this one is named after our friend Usagi, who is a rabbit. Although I think Audino does take some rabbit-like inspirations. Let's go ahead and look that one up while we're at it. Ah! Bulbapedia does say it's supposed to look like a rabbit, but also kind of like a nurse or a physician. Because the little ear danglies are supposed to be, kind of like a stethoscope. Huh, it does look like a, experiment, funny enough. Oh, James is right, fluffy tail. Just snap off the damage here. Funny, we only used our electric type for 1.5 Pokemon. And then the rest of it is us just stalling it out. As expected. That would have been an excellent free turn to switch. But we can literally just sit here and do this. If you're ever so slightly ahead, you don't need to push. No need to overextend and put yourself into a bad situation. That's why with a lot of characters, even if, like in a fighting game, I've seen in a lot of situations that characters, if they have a life lead, will literally just stay at the far end of the screen. Especially against Gold Lewis. Since the whole point is that you're forced to engage. Because if you just wait for the time to run out, then you lose. Another thing I actually learned from card games. Yeah, Nago goes Unga Bunga and then goes Pop. But in a lot of games, I did find that you don't need to always be pushing advantage. If you're in a situation like this with an ever so slight lead, just let it happen. Get out another rest just in case. Welcome back, Chris. Everyone give a hand for Usagi, who won this match by being very, very cute while sleeping. And checkmate. On our first try. Thank you, Sploof. You totally rocked that. You're raising some wait, I didn't get a chance to read that. You don't just look strong, you're strong for reals. I was swept away too. Oh, yeah, yo. I was so surprised I forgot. I gotta give this to you. And we can have one more cheer for the road. That's the Wave Badge, the Unova region's new gem badge. Pretty sweet, right? Now you got all 8 badges, so you can be tight with any Pokemon. Oh yeah, got a TM for you too. So, Scald sometimes burns the target, okay? Oh, and you can even use it when you're all frozen and chillin' and stuff. Shoots, I'm off then. Hope it's useful. And he's gone. Ah, right under the bridge. How sweet. What an interesting gem. Very nice change of pace. You got all the badges! You're really something! Usually you'd go to the Pokemon League now, but dealing with Team Plasma comes first. Wait, he just swam away on the north side. How is he back over here? He's a very good swimmer. Sup, yo? What's this Team Plasma you're talking about do? Team Plasma does things like steal my sister's, people's Pokemon. They plan on conquering Unova by using Pokemon to freeze it solid. They're really evil. Haven't you heard of them, Marlon? Nope. When the ocean's your home, you don't worry about things like that. 'Cause the ocean accepts all rivers. So, you think Team Plasma's bad, then? I get it. They're bad, so you fight them. But first, you gotta say that in your own words. When you do, you'll understand better what you want to do and what you're hoping for. Well then. I don't know if that guy is laid back or just irresponsible. That kinda got me down, but our opponent is Team Plasma. We have to focus. But before that, we have to find where they are. Okay, we'll split up. You check Route 22. Got it? Step inside the Pokemon Center, and unfortunately, I am a very sleepy professor, so as per our usual routine, I think now would be an excellent spot to call it. Oh, you're right, they would have definitely forced us into saying yes. We're not given a choice in any of those yes-nos. I have no idea where I'd look that up. Inevitably, there'd be some railroading there. So, we have a smaller streaming week this week. I'm actually leaving everything off the schedule until Friday, which we'll be doing our formal Gold Lewis lesson. And then Saturday, we'll get back to another game dev project. I will use the spare time I have in these next few evenings to actually get a little bit more work done on that. And then, next week, for the first time ever since I began with Guilty Gear Strive's release, I will be taking a week break from streaming. And I will gladly, after Saturday, see you all again on the 12th of September. Pokemon does not understand consent. It's an entire game about capturing wild animals and making them fight each other. Pretty sure consent is the last thing on the Pokemon designers' minds. So, I. Right. Last thing we'll need is a raid for y'all. So, let's see who's streaming right about now. What a wonderful stream, though. Yeah, I have been giving a few warnings, Aaron. And I should have been doing that in Discord, but just in case, I will be popping that message out as well. There's going to be a week break next week, which I will not be doing any streaming whatsoever. I will be around on Discord, and I might keep up on Twitter. If I feel really, really lonely, I might do an improvised stream, who knows. But for now, who are we looking at on this wonderful Monday evening? Ooh, we don't get to see Rogi Rat very often, so go ahead and give him a, what do we call it? Could we call it a rabbit raid? After all, Usagi did carry us for that final battle. You know what? Let's go ahead. Make it a rabbit raid. And go say hi to Rogi Rat for me. And I will see you all again on Friday. Chances are, even if I am dialing it back this week, I might be in Discord probably Wednesday night. And I might do another off the air Skyrim stream. Things will be a lot more laid back there. Thank you for the stream. And thank you very much for your attendance, Chris. Just like everyone else. After all, class is dismissed. And I hope to see you all on Friday. I'll be posting that schedule immediately in Discord and on Twitter.